Hey guys, today I'm going to share with you how to make some delicious pulled pork green enchiladas. So if you want to learn how to make them, just stay tuned and I'll show you how. Alrighty guys, so here I already have all of my ingredients. As always, they will be listed in the description box. So with that being said, let's begin prepping. Alright, so we're going to begin by prepping our 4 pounds of pork shoulder. Here I already have it cut into nice large chunks. So we're just going to pat it dry. And I'll season it with salt and black pepper. Make sure to coat both sides. Alright, so once we have seasoned our meat with salt and black pepper, now we're just going to coat it with all-purpose flour. Press down the flour, and again, make sure to coat both sides. Alright, and once we have that, now we can get ready to begin cooking. We're going to set our pressure cooker on the saute setting, add a little bit of oil, and allow it to heat up. And of course, if you don't have a pressure cooker, you can always do this step on the stovetop. Alright, so once our pressure cooker is nice and hot, add your pieces of meat and sear them for 3 minutes per side. And you're gonna have to do this step in batches. Okay, so after 3 minutes, we're going to flip our meat over and allow that side to sear for another 3 minutes. Alright, and after another 3 minutes, our meat is nice and seared on both sides. So we can remove it from the pot and repeat the process with the rest of our meat. Once we have seared all of our meat, we're going to add half an onion to our pot. And we're just going to saute it for a couple minutes. Okay, so after a couple minutes, we're going to return our meat back to the pot. To our pot, we're also going to add 12 ounces of hot chilies. And along with that, 1 cup of chicken broth or water. And along with all of our spices. So now we're just going to cover it. We're going to pressure cook on high for 55 minutes. Alrighty, and once the meat is done, we can now get it out of our pressure cooker. Okay, so here we can just shred our meat. Alright, so once we have shred our meat, we're just going to return it back to the pot so like that it stays nice and hot while we make the sauce and prepare the tortillas. And just make sure to skim the top layer of your broth so that you can remove all of the fat. To make a sauce, we're going to add our tomatillos into our saucepan. And make sure that you rinse your tomatillos really well so like that the sauce is not bitter. Along with that, we're going to add our chile serranos, depending on how spicy you want it. It depends on how many you're going to add. We're just going to cover it with water, set it over high heat, and bring it to a boil. Okay, so as soon as our chiles and tomatillos come to a full boil, transfer them to the blender cup. So now we can get ready to make our sauce. To the blender cup, add half a cup of green chilies, half an onion, 3 garlic cloves, a handful of cilantro, half a teaspoon of ground cumin, oregano, and salt to taste. Going to be blending with 1 cup of water. Now just blend until smooth. Okay, so once we have our sauce, we can take it back to the stove. Returning back to the same saucepan that we used to cook our tomatillos and chiles, we're just going to remove the water and make sure to dry it. Set it over medium heat and add a little bit of oil. Once the oil is nice and hot, we're going to add our sauce. Just going to be adding a little bit more water to my blender cup. And now we're just going to mix it and bring it to a simmer. Once it comes to a simmer, taste it for salt and see if you need to adjust it. For me, this is perfect. Now I'm just going to set it to the side and keep it on the lowest setting so like that it stays nice and hot by the time we make our enchiladas. Okay, and here we're just going to heat up our oil so like that we can fry our tortillas. And of course, if you don't want to fry them, you can always heat them up in your comal. Okay, once the oil is nice and hot, we're going to add our corn tortilla. And we're just going to lightly fry it until it blisters. So for about 5 seconds. Once that's done, we remove it from the oil. And we just repeat the same process to the rest of our tortillas. And once we have our tortillas, we can now get ready for the fun part. Alrighty guys, so once we're ready to make our enchiladas, I'm going to begin by placing some of my enchilada sauce to my serving plate. And we're just going to be serving them as we go. So like that, everybody eats them nice and hot. Okay. Now we're going to grab our tortilla. Grab the meat, add some queso Oaxaca, and roll it. Just going to place them on our serving plate. Okay, so now we just top them with some more enchilada sauce. Going to top it with some crema mexicana. Okay, now we just top it with some queso fresco. Okay, and I'm just going to serve it with the side of rice. And just like that, we can get ready to enjoy. Alrighty guys, and now for the best part, the taste test. Now let me tell you guys that I hope you give this recipe a try. This is seriously super easy to make. The hardest part is just waiting for the meat, but you can always get ahead and just make it the night before. Just keep it nice and warm, so like that when you make your enchiladas, everything is seriously perfect. So cheers and enjoy. I love enchiladas, and these right here are so good. Now the enchilada sauce, it's spicy, but that's how I like my enchiladas. But of course, add less chile, so like that, if you don't want it spicy, you don't have to have it spicy. But the meat, perfect. Alrighty guys, and there you have it, how to make super easy and delicious pulled pork green enchiladas. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and if you did, please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up, share with your friends and family, and if you record this recipe, please don't forget to tag me in any of my social medias. And if you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button so you guys keep part of our family. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye.